Hi, my name's Eric, and I started Local Result Marketing to help local businesses become more profitable. I use social media and digital marketing strategies basically in order to help our clients make more money and become more successful. So, today, what I'd like to do is review the state of the heating and cooling industry, the HVAC industry in the Green Bay metro area. Now, every business that we kind of cover may have different objectives, and you know what I'm looking at is this from a technological adoption standpoint and a growth standpoint. So basically what we're just going to do is type in HVAC Green Bay, and we kind of look at an overview of the entire state of the industry from an online standpoint. Essentially up here what we have is we have ads, Google AdWords, and these can often be very, very expensive depending on the area that we're in. Now, most of the time, sometimes they're just local companies and sometimes they're national companies, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. This is the coveted area that we want to show up in. This is where most people click if they're looking for local companies to do business with. And as you can see, this very much skews directly towards where we're at. So again, as we look through more of the other things, Yelp, Angie's List, some of the other things, and then some of the local companies show up here. But let's just focus on what we can really have a good control of, and this is this. So this is where we want to be. We want to be at the top of the list here. And again, some more ads pop up, but let's look for the organic aspect of what we're doing here. So if we look at the top of the list, what do we see? Oh, and I should probably cover too that what we happen to see here is a lot of people say to me, hey, you know what, how do I get to the top of Google? How do I get to the first page? Well, there really isn't any first page anymore. There's not really a top of Google where you hold that spot. What we're looking at doing is being up there most of the time, a lot of the times, but it doesn't all of the time exist. It's not a very standardized ranking. It's very dynamic. It's not static anymore. So what we want to do is we kind of look over and just see what it looks like. There's a lot of reviews, 1, 0, 25, and 59, 18, 45. Let's kind of get down. Let's go towards the end of the list here. As you can see, it kind of zooms out. But as you can see at the end of the list here, one of the things that's more often than not is going to happen is essentially lower, different industries, but not only that, lower quality scores. Look again in the middle here. We can see lower scores, negative, a 3.0 with 2 ratings. And it's all pretty much over the place. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we have a lot of reviews. One of the things, let's skip over the big national companies. Let's take a look here and just see. So one of the things we want to do is make sure that our branding is very tight. We have all of our, we have images. We can see that reviews are not actually being responded to. They have these decent quality reviews. Let's kind of look at another one here that doesn't have necessarily the best. Again, see, here's something that's off-brand even. It's not even within this, but it has janitorial service. Perhaps they do similar things, but we can also take a look. Again, none of the reviews are responded to. This is something that we can definitely do. And with with a bad rating here, this is something that should definitely be taken care of. If we look at the beginning of the page, we can see more of the areas that are essentially, exactly our target here. 2 reviews, here's one response, one doesn't have a response. Everything should be responded to at all times. And again, the first page is usually pretty good. The second page is where we want to do, again, no reviews, no reviews, no reviews. Here's one where there's got several bad reviews. All right, there is some branding. They have uploaded some photos. That's a good thing. And you can see that they have responded to this. So what they do need to do is they need to respond to all of the reviews, and they need to get more positive reviews. Now this is Google. So again, what we want to do is we want to pretty much look at this from this perspective on Google. Yelp is another big one. They are the data provider for Google. They're the data provider for Apple, Yahoo, Bing. and Google does use them somewhat. But what we're looking here is we want to make sure that we have adoption, and we are including in this. Now, a lot of people in the Green Bay area don't necessarily use Yelp as much as other parts of the country. But let's just take a look here. So you have one here, and this is where people would normally access it within the app. So I'm not even really overly concerned about this. You have one review, it's a negative review. It hasn't been responded, and this is from 2016. So my point is regardless of whatever the company is, the thing is, if there's a negative review, you know what, this is an area where they're not going to be getting any more customers or clients, and that's just something that they need to take care of. Here's another one. They've got 3 reviews. One of them's going to be not bad. One of them's going to be, the other ones are going to be good. Again, first review, negative review. This is way out of even the area here. So who knows? But it was very specific. They did comment on this. They did take care of this. But what they do need to do is take more care to get more good reviews and basically cover this up. There aren't any photos or videos added, and this is something that should be done regardless of business size and regardless of what you're doing. It's a very important thing. Now, if we go back and we take a look here at some of these other things, what I want to do is look at the websites as we're doing this. I'm not going to actually jump in and do this, but here's the point. A website is supposed to be, what is a website? In my opinion, it's a tool to drive sales. It's a tool and to have, it's an asset to basically make sure that it works for you and works in your favor. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that an asset works for your favor, that it's modern, it's clean, it instills confidence, and accomplishes your goal. From a heating and cooling perspective, our goal is really going to be to have people call us. It's leads. So you're going to want to be having text message, you're going to want to having phone calls, and you're going to want to have email messages or sign up on online. How many times have you tried to call people and they don't answer, and then you're right off to the next one? So we want to make sure that we're actually getting through all of these and getting them. Just review a couple of websites and see how this looks. Okay. Here's a website. It's not, it's kind of a lot of negative space. It really doesn't do us. It is clean and modern, and it does look good, but you know what, all in all, what do they really trying to do? 24 emergency service. That's the big call to action here. And it's really not putting it out there. Is that really what they want to have happen? People click on that button. So let's take a look at something else. Here's some smaller websites. Oops, this one doesn't even show up. Let's take a look at some other websites. Here's another one that's quite much bigger. We're hiring, they're looking at doing this, financing. The call to action isn't necessarily doing this. It looks like there's an issue with the page that's coming up. The phone numbers are on there. Really ought to have a little bit more information. I think that's something that just really should be better. Let's take a look at another website yet here. Again, COVID-19 update. What we want to do is we want to make sure, hey, call now. This is it right here, right? Learn more about us, contact us, why, videos. This is actually a pretty decent website. And you know what? It accomplishes the job. Let's take a look at some of the smaller ones here. I have no idea what this is. Let's just take a look. That's a big national company. We don't want to do this. See if we can't find any smaller websites. Here's another one, doesn't come up. And last website I'm going to check. Okay, and again, very typical sort of website, but again, the call to actions are here. It's fairly clean, it's fairly modern. It's not, it's not the newest thing in the world, but it does get the job done, and it is looking to do this. And you can see this one is powered by Hibu, so we know that they're paying a lot for this website and such. And one of the things about other companies that you're looking to do, what I would suggest is make sure that you own your own website and make sure that you can, these assets are yours. You should have complete control over them. So that's essentially it. One of the other things that we like to do is make sure that we check out people's Facebook pages and such. For instance, let's come over here. Facebook is also another big, huge property that you need to take care of. See if there's a link here to the Facebook page. I don't see one. That should be there. Let's take a look at another one and just use this as an example. Here's a link to the Facebook page down at the bottom. Let's go take a look real quickly here. All right. Bad picture for the the profile picture. This should be a logo. This should really show what we're doing here. December 14th, 2019, June 2019. So basically, they're not updating this at all. Essentially, there's 109 people, 117 people that follow us. It really just isn't. There's not a lot of adoption and not a lot of engagement on that. What we're looking to do is make sure that we're treating a local business like a business and not a personal Facebook page. We want to make sure that we are actually doing it properly and making sure that we're not confusing it. A lot of people treat it the same as a personal Facebook page, and that's just a mistake. This is something. Here's something. The web, the image and the logo, the profile picture is the logo. That makes sense. There's 450 people that like it, and realize that only 10% of the people are really honestly seeing your posts every time you post them. So what we want to make sure what we're doing here is we're having a lot of clickable actions, something that's interesting that people are going to click and then can drive the traffic to your website. So what I'm looking for here is frequency, and I'm looking for call to action. Do I see anything that shows up here from a frequency standpoint? April 22nd, April 20th, April 19th, April 17th. So they are getting the frequency. They are doing some of the stuff. And this is actually, I think they're doing a pretty decent job. However, one of the things that I would suggest that would be done differently is that there's a call to action. We don't want to keep people on Facebook. We want to get them off of Facebook and over to our website. And so that's what we really want to do. So here's a place where there's a link to that. And that's good, right? But what's the call to action? You can upgrade your Peace of Mind membership. What we want to do is we want to have a compelling message to get them off of here onto our website and to contact us. That's what we are trying to accomplish. So all in all, what we're looking at accomplishing is getting our businesses listed. As you can see, there's a lot of people in this area that do this, and it's going to take some time in order to make this right. And to pretty much make our businesses stand out from everybody else. I mean, what makes you special? Why would somebody want to do business with you? And this is how people are searching you out. We have over 300,000 people in the metro area. You need to stand out from the crowd, and you need to, what's going to make that happen, especially if you're starting from 4 or 0 or, Sears isn't around anymore. But if we're starting from all of that stuff and we're starting from the bottom, what we need to do is we really need to step on the gas and bring it up to the top and make it happen. So that's what we're looking for. We're here to help. If there's anything that we can do, to make your life easier or make your life better, that's what we're here for. I hope this was informative. It kind of gave you some ideas of how you can make your life better and your business better. I realize that this can be pretty overwhelming at times, and if you are serious about your business, being on the internet and reaching out to more people, that's what we're here for. We welcome you to reach out, and we look forward to learning more about your business if we can have the pleasure of doing so. So appreciate it. Thanks, and have a fantastic day.